Alright, guys, we're live.
Baby.
Awesome.
Ooh, baby. Let's see. Alright, guys, we're back with our weekly show, the KANE Event, and, with our usual hosts, ProjectRunAway and Cody. And then this week's guest is OFDP. What's going on?
Hello, friends. Nothing. How you all?
Yay!
Yeah!
Yay!
Yeah!
It's exciting times.
Yes, here I am.
All is right in the world now. And I see we have... Is he still upstate? We have Funny Kid already watching?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What an awesome jerk.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Kiley has tuned in to support his fellow 401k members.
Dude, I draw him out of the woodwork.
Awesome.
401k.
That's right.
Best clan ever.
Yes, dude. It's a 401k.
Damn. I should be insulted, but that's really how Brian is. He's big laughs.
What are you
Look
talking
at that artwork, man.
What are you talking
That's
about?
so awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that something?
It's to celebrate the apparent new main.
I like it. I like it.
That's awesome.
Dang, I got wrecked.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Alright, so... OFDP, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves for the people who are unfamiliar?
Yeah, man. Give us your dating profile. Imagine you're putting yourself up on OkCupid. OFDP Cupid.
Farmers only or whatever. I think I'd go on that one. That'd be a lot of fun.
Or blackpeoplemeet.com is a good one.
Farmers only.
Well, I'm OFDP, or Zach. I've been playing this game for over a decade now, which is pretty crazy to think about. Started back kind of at the end of 5.0, just as 5.1 was getting into the arcades. And I love it. That's why I'm here, so I can talk about it with you hooligans for 2 hours.
Awesome.
Which is your... So 5.0 was your first Tekken?
Yeah. One of my best friends, actually, before we were even very close, he knew I was into video games, and he had just gotten his Asuka to Tekken Lord in single player. So he messaged me out of the blue, really excited about it, just because he knew he could tell me and I wouldn't just laugh at him. And after that, he kind of got me to come over and play, and yeah, so we started with 5.0. I picked Brian. I was just spamming back one in Snake Edge, and I did that for a long time.
It's good shit.
Yeah, it's that good stuff, that good. And, yeah, we just kind of went from there.
So, as I know, you are a Jack Marduk player. So, when did you exactly transition to that, and why?
Marduk, I started playing at the end of DR. There's a lot of Marduk players in the New York area, so I kind of fell in love with the character. So I started playing him at the end of DR. Start of 6, I was alternating between him and Brian. But the problem I had with Brian is I eventually got pretty decent at the execution end, but I just sucked at playing the game. So I would just try to hit taunt stuff all the time, and then I'd just get killed.
Oh,
so,
that used to matter.
Yeah, it did. So then at kind of the beginning of 6, me and my buddy were going to go down the character list kind of from left to right and learn characters, and the first one on the list was Jack at that time in the lower left corner. So I picked him up, and I was just like, shit, this is a heck of a lot easier. And I just never quit. I just kept doing it.
You keep saying your buddy. Who's your buddy? Somebody else? Anybody?
This was Akazukan Cha-Cha.
Brian?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people who don't know, he's still in the scene.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been around a long time. He runs a lot of good tournaments up in Buffalo, so yeah. So that's how I kind of stumbled upon Jack, and like I said, it was just so much easier. So.
So what made him easier then?
I didn't
for people watching who will watch this later. And,
I guess it's just, again, my big problem with Brian is that I was constantly thinking about how I was going to do the cool stuff. With Jack, there is no cool stuff. You just, if they whiff, you down forward 2. If they're standing there, you down back 1 them, and forward. And if you don't know what to do, you forward 1. So instead of just thinking about what buttons I'm going to press, I can think about what the other people are going to press, and it made me a lot better.
And occasionally you make them sit on Daddy's lap, right?
Occasionally, yeah. When you really want to get when you really want to get nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. You know, like I said, for a while I was just kind of forward one-ing fools, and it was super easy. And then I learned more like how ridiculous full crouch down back one was, and down 4, and all of his safe plus frame stupid lows, and
so it kind of lets you actually focus on the game a lot more.
Yeah, and it made me a way better player. Way better.
Yeah, and then from there you became the world's greatest throw breaker, as proven at MLG, right?
Yeah, that's me.
So explain that story behind that real quick. There's not a big story behind it.
There really isn't. So there's not. I was just at an MLG, and I've always been really good at breaking throws ever since like DR. One day, honestly, it just kind of clicked for me, and all of a sudden I could do it. And I was actually playing casuals with Nix from Texas. Is that his name? Really good Texas player? Yeah, okay. And I heard him announce a throw breaking like challenge, and it was kind of funny. I was just like, "Excuse me, I'm gonna go win this real quick." That's what I did.
Yeah, Vic's a scumbag online. All he does is throw.
Yeah.
Did we have were there any Koreans at that tournament? Not that they would be a shoo-in for winning throw breaking, but people consider them good at everything. So
I want to say there was. I think there was. I guess they just didn't care. I don't know.
Fuck free money. It's just
and there was money. It was like I think I won like a $200 like Sony gift card. I got like a free PSP out of it. So whatever.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Free PSP,
so
man.
I guess you could be called the nation's greatest throw breaker because you're the only one that's ever won a tournament at it.
That's right.
All right.
Shit,
you certainly can't deathmatch at throw breaking.
No, and I mean the whole contest idea was kind of weird anyway. Like, I mean, you can block Snake Edge 10 times in a row in practice mode, but if you never block it in a tournament match, I guess it doesn't really matter. So luckily for me, it translated beyond just sitting in practice mode and breaking throws. So.
So were you known for, I mean, I know that you were known for other stuff, but like for other tournaments, or like what's your tournament history really like?
Tekken 6, I was kind of hit or miss. My first final round, I think was probably the final rounds were probably the biggest tournaments I went to for that game. I got top 16 in the first one, top 8 in the second one that I went to. And then Tekken Tag 2, unfortunately, I never made it to any of the really big tournaments, but there was about 2 tournaments in my whole career that I entered that I didn't get top 3 in, which I think probably a lot of people don't really know. So it doesn't matter.
You're busy doing life and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, probably to a lot of people since it wasn't a final round or something like that, but I was never not in the money.
And you've got some arch nemesis. Nemesi? Let's go with that. Let's go with the plural for nemesis to be nemesi. Like you were some arch nemesi that kept you from a couple of first places, right?
Yeah, I couldn't beat GM. And I couldn't. Who else couldn't I beat? Those 2 were the big ones. I think even the game kept me out of first place once on my last tournament, the last summer jam I went to.
It's gotta feel great.
Yeah. Getting electric. So.
Yeah. Those characters are excellent against Joe characters though in Tag 2, so it's not.
They are. Yeah, it's really hard to do anything against those guys in Tag 2, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I played against you a few times really early on in Tag 2 when I was playing online a lot. Just curious, did you ever take a break? Because I remember playing you quite a bit and then all of a sudden not at all.
So it's kind of funny because I still joke about it that I'm forever Genbu whenever I'm in people's streams. I literally got to like those ranks within like the first week. I think the first time I sat down and played online, I had like a 70 win streak or something ridiculous.
Whoa.
And then, I kind of quit playing online because I thought it would make me shittier offline. And back then I actually had people to play with. So I played a ton. I did play a ton when the game first came out. And then, like I said, probably, 2-3 years ago is when I kind of called it quits. I went to a few Buffalo tournaments and stuff. That's about it. I just love the game. I've been watching it a lot with all the Wizard World tournaments going around. You know, I didn't really want to invest the money to go out and play in them when I haven't touched the game, but watching my homies go out there and kill it makes me want to come back. So,
Homies like who?
Oh, like Joey Fury, Mac. You know, I played with Joey a ton. I went to college out in Buffalo, so you know, me and him played for a long time. Mostly him, but you know, I know a lot of people are going to be coming back for this, and I do miss kind of just going to tournaments and hanging out with people. So.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are doing. I mean, there are people like Gio that you didn't even really see in a lot of tournaments back in the Tag 2 days. Now he's coming out to tournaments again just to hang out, and you know, Ling is the shit now, so he's actually doing well in tournaments on top of that.
Yeah, imagine that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. So that being the case, and the fact that Jack is still doing really well, what's turning you towards somebody else for Tekken 7?
Well, I thought about not playing Jack in Tekken Tag 2 just because it's really boring. The game is just like, I win a lot with Jack, but the game isn't as fun to play. Like, I never play Jack in casuals ever, unless someone asked for it. Like when I was playing offline, I would never play Jack. I'd play Marduk all the time, or someone else. So now that King was one of the characters that I liked a lot, and since Marduk's not in it and King looks to be really, really good, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, it's like you got a top tier that you like. Why not jump at it, right?
Yeah, exactly. His new moves and stuff are nuts. Just how well they make up for all the weaknesses he's had in the past. It's crazy. I think he's super good.
Oh no, my issue with King is his combo scaling. It's just the Shining Wizard. It's over when they end that combo and it goes with the slam. It's game over, dude. It hurts so much.
I don't care so much about his combo scaling. I think it's his multi-grab scaling, or lack thereof.
Yeah, so like multi-grabs have always been really
good.
They've always been really good, and people just, for whatever reason, don't do them a lot. Like, why not? If they're not going to break out of them, why not get 90 damage?
And I feel like they buffed them because of that, and now they're fucking crazy. Like, have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. They do a ton of damage now that there's only one life bar. So I mean, I think maybe it's just like relative to looking at 2 for so long. Now we see 1. But
and the bar's 170, right, instead of 180.
I believe so. Yeah. So the damage is crazy, and plus a lot of them give ridiculous Oki too. So like if you just guess right twice, you just win the round. It's over.
Yeah. I remember back in 5.0 and T5DR, Majin had put together an entire list of extra things that he got like Ollie kick after, and like half of his the list was this damn long.
Yeah,
it's like almost after every single place you stopped, if you went all the way through or you stopped halfway through his command grab, you still got like Ollie kick or a free mix up after it.
Yeah, so King's Oki is nuts, and that's actually, I think, one of the buffs is that, like, the only thing that made that not completely crazy is that it was actually kind of hard. So if you screwed up Ollie kick, you died. But now he gets, like, stuff like down 3. I mean, just like a really good ground hitting low that he doesn't have to risk his whole ass for. So that's, I mean, like I said, every move that he got has a really good place in his kit. It's good. It's crazy.
Yeah, not to mention his rage drive hits rolling now.
Yeah, his rage drive, there's no reason not to use his rage drive. It hits grounded, which guarantees a hit. It gets frame advantage on luck.
Regular?
Yeah.
I thought it only hit rolling.
I thought it hit them if they just lay on the ground, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it does.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so if they lay on the ground, so you use it when they're on the ground, you get a guaranteed hit. You use it when they're standing. If they block it, your frame advantage. If they don't, then you get a gigantic combo.
And it's a launcher on regular hit.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
And it's homing.
Is it?
Yep.
What, rage drive?
King's rage drive is homing.
Oh my god! Wow, that's awesome.
That I didn't know. I just assumed it tracked really well because it was out of a crouch dash, but that's pretty nuts.
It's homing.
Yep. I mean, there's no white streak per se, but
I see.
KYSGU tested it, and rip.
Yeah.
Wow, that is kind of nuts.
Yeah,
it's really nuts.
So I mean, not a lot of rage drives are homing. Like Heihachi's, you get step, for example. You can step all the way around him, but yeah, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, like having running 3 now, like one of the biggest issues he used to have, I think. I mean, I played like ZZY in the chat. I used to play him all the time, and For people that don't know, he's a really good King player, especially when like he plays you all the time. So one of the biggest issues that King had before was just if someone just sits back and throws out moves like an electric or like a keep out down forward 2 with Eddie, you really had to pick your spot to get in. But now you just wait for him to whiff that, and then you're just running 3 and make him block it, and you're in.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just nuts. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know if you knew in the earlier versions, King's running 3 was +3.
What's it now?
Yeah,
Not-
I knew that.
Yeah, now it's like -1 or something. I forget.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord, man.
Actually, I didn't know that. The fact that it's, but even though it's -1, still at least like you're in at a fairly neutral zone. So it's still good. It's still good.
It's still good. It's still mid. It's still a mix up with Shining Wizard. So
Yeah, you don't even have to do it. Like, I was watching a death match between Kuro from Japan and this King player, really high ranked King player. His name was like Go Yubari, and oh my god, I don't want to play against King. I don't want to go to Japan anymore.
oh, you don't? I'll just go ahead and cancel your flight then.
It's just a joke.
Oh,
it's just a
perfect
joke.
eye.
You can transfer it to me. I'll go.
Like one wall combo that I really dislike. So like you get any wall splat, raise drive up 2. And I was like, dude, that just did like 60%. What just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, King is. Don't sleep on King. Like everyone should have like a pocket King just cause and just 2 throws. It's so sick.
King is
He's
very
really,
good.
really good.
Although in the console version, he got 1 nerf at least. So his crouch dash, his full crouch down forward 1 is now -11.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, my heart hurts.
Oh, Zach just dropped him.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Either Zach or
I'm
Michigan
so
Ice.
relieved.
Why everyone doesn't low parry that anyway is beyond me, but that's because we're lazy Americans and we don't want to put the work in. But
Yeah,
like,
if you don't, you got to build in the muscle memory to do that. I mean,
You
it's
do. You
obviously
have to put
not
the work
hard, but you have
Yeah.
to sit because
yeah.
the first thing you think is like, oh, this big ass thing is coming. Oh, I get to punish it. And then you wait, no, I don't. Duh.
Yeah,
So-
and then you just sit there. Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of that too. But when I was playing King players all the time, I made sure I could do that. And now that he's going to be top tier, it's going to be something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I felt that nerf wasn't really necessary. The real issue is just like everything else except that move. Oh my god. So, you know,
that's how you make people think that the character that's stupid good isn't overpowered. You change a move that isn't a critical move.
Exactly. Yeah. That's sneaky nerf.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, right.
Ignore all this good stuff. Come over here and look at this.
Yeah, like Devil Jin's down back 2 being -13 instead of -12. Oh, fuck.
Got him.
oh yeah. Yeah, oh man.
Clearly not top tier anymore because one more character can launch him for it. Oh, well.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
It was -14 in earlier FR builds, actually.
That would make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
But when you have the only launching Hell Sweep, then maybe that's acceptable. But whatever. Oh, well.
So OFDP. So back in when I was starting out and I was really like a beginner and all that, like the 2 Jack players I recognized on streams and tournaments back in the T6 days. It was
to make him blush.
Anakin and you mostly. I love watching you guys.
Aww.
Oh.
Oh, how cute, right?
Let me go Photoshop some Rodolfo
Some love?
plus OFDP art real quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so about Jack, really, did you just find that he was just like so boring now, or is it just more so like you feel like King is really more effective just in general?
I think it's probably more the first thing, but I think King can be more effective on a higher level, maybe.
Oh yeah.
He's just got a lot more ways to break people down.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack's got really ridiculously good lows and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think that a lot of people like know what Jack's about now, and
Oh yes, I agree.
so there's still some things I see people that like aren't doing, like sidestepping left gets around like down back 1. I don't see that very often, but little things like that. But I think it's mostly just he's boring. He's just so boring to play, and if you're not having fun, then what are you doing? Like I said,
Exactly.
winning
I
is
don't think
fun,
you're the
but-
only Jack. I don't think you're the only Jack that would say that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be a Jack main too, which is kind of funny. So I was just curious because me, it was more so I felt like I was just not good at Jack, so I needed to crutch, and then I moved to Brian.
Yeah, the only reason I stayed with
That feels
Jack
so backward.
Marduk offset him. Like I could play my favorite fun character and still play the
Mhm.
character that I win with a lot.
Oh
So
yeah.
in tag it worked out. But if it hadn't been a tag game, I probably wouldn't be playing Jack.
Yeah.
Well,
Like Jack's great for tournaments and all. Oh, sorry, Cody. Go ahead.
No, I was just you can finish, but I was just gonna say. Speaking of Marduk, I mean, you're not looking at gig ass.
Nah, he's terrible. He's a shittier, not fun version of Marduk. So the thing that makes Marduk super freaking interesting is like all of his Oki, and the way that the way that I played him at least was just constantly finding a way to knock someone down and to just punish them for getting up. And that doesn't exist anymore in the game. Period. But, aside from the fact that Marduk doesn't exist anymore. So now it's just they took all the things about Marduk.
VTS cancels and stuff.
No VTS Oki, no ground throws. It's just they're like, all right, let's take all of his most damaging moves, give them to this guy, and now we just got a guy that just does a lot of damage and big, slow, and dumb. I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Clearly, Namco doesn't like Australia because they took out Marduk and they also took out Roger.
Yeah, what the hell, man? It smells like bullshit. To me.
I don't think Roger was really a critical character to have in the game. I got to assume that his play percentage was pretty damn low in the arcades as well, right?
I'm sure.
It was extremely low. Like back in Tag 2, I knew most of the Roger players, and honestly, it's a good thing he's gone because I think you're right. No one really plays Roger, and unless we're going back to some crazy stuff like T5 forward neutral 1-2 1-2 1-2 1-2, neutral hop kick, some weird broken stuff, or T6 Roger with that roll combo ender that was really dumb. Like, Roger will always be really bad or mediocre, kind of average, or broken. So I think they were just like, you know what? Let's just take him out of the game. He's not really that great to balance around, per se.
Yeah, the whole PETA thing was bullshit. I had a pretty good idea from that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I asked a few people, it's like, have you seen this? And they said, yeah. And I didn't really go on about it because I didn't assume that this was some real stuff. And then Harada's like, oh, that was a joke.
Yeah.
That was pretty stupid.
Yeah, that was pretty foolish.
It's kind of a lesson even to just the freaking gaming community. That's something that was a tiny little tweet. Like, oh, we're not putting him in because of, animal rights activists. Okay, fucking get like 1,000 websites. Even the crappy Kotaku posted some shit about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are supposed to have a little bit of integrity here in what you're posting up, but clearly it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it makes no difference. As long as it's about a game, every game website will post it up without any confirmation or anything.
Yeah. I thought it was a little dumb because, like, who cared about Roger? Like, really? Who played Roger? Or they're just like, you just want a kangaroo in the game? Because they already have the Roger hat, it doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, that's how
Right.
I feel about Lei. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of Lei players, but people keep wanting him back in.
I think they want to look at it and see what they do with him, and then that's about it.
Yeah. I feel like
it's interesting to see the evolution, and then but then not really play him and complain, oh, he has too many moves, so I'm not going to play him at all.
Yeah. Like, Tag 2 Lei was probably, like, he was a lot stronger, but he was really, like, binary. Because if you understand how all the stances and what Lei has to do to win, it just boils down to 4-4-3 and run up, down, back forward. And that's not really a fun or interesting gameplay pattern to me anyways. Like, oh yeah, you understand how to defend against Lei. It's just, we're going to, play footsies, 4-4-3, or he's going to run up and do a low. I'm like, okay, sure, that's a really fun for the Lei player too.
Yeah, or in Tag 2, he was basically just doing Razor Rusher 4-4-3 to tag out.
Yeah.
And
or haha stepping.
that was his whole game. And it was freaking stupid effective. So
Yeah.
It was pretty good counter hit damage. That was pretty annoying.
yeah.
Especially against Jack and Marduk.
So speaking of which, like, you would always go on, not in a complaining way because you're not much of a complainer, but like I remember having conversations with you about like characters that really gave Jack a hard time
Yeah.
in other games. and one of the main ones was repeatedly Lee, right?
Mm-hmm. Basically,
Right.
any character that has a -1 down forward 1. It was really pretty tough.
Oh,
Especially Lee's because
that's a lot of.
especially Lee because his, depending on the situation, would also tend to high crush. So like even if I know he's at -1, so I know forward 2 should interrupt him, right? Well, sometimes it just didn't. Sometimes it just went over his dome and I ate down forward 1 again. So I'm just in the freaking mix-up.
Or you're at a lot of minus because you
so then I'm really effed. So then I got to think, okay, well now we got to just block again and hope that maybe I get another chance. And if I just crouch jab, then I just get kneed, or just if he moves at all, he just moves away from it and I just get killed. So yeah, but that was kind of the same for any of the characters. Lee's was just, his seemed to high crush the most, so his was particularly annoying.
I can imagine Lars would be the same.
yeah, Lark's got something like that too.
Yeah, Lars was pretty bad, but Lars didn't really have any scary lows. Too scary to me. So
Right.
I didn't have as much of a problem with him. It was him, Miguel. I think him and Miguel were the biggest ones. Law probably could have been, but most Law players didn't play like that. So
They didn't play the matchup. They just threw out a bunch of shit and hope it hit.
matchup. Yeah, they don't play the matchup at all. So I didn't. That was never really a problem either. It was really just, I would say, Lee and Miguel. Which is why I couldn't beat Fab and GM. What the hell?
I remember there was a tournament that you were down basically to the last round against GM in Tag 2, and the only reason you didn't win was because you failed to duck forward 1+2-1 from it's forward 1+2-1 is his 2-hit?
4-2-1?
4-2-1? Yeah, you just didn't duck that on the end and it would have been a kill.
Yeah,
And I felt beautiful for you. I felt so sad.
Man, yeah, I had a lot of shit like that happen, but that's why I'm Mr. Number 3 and not Mr. Number 1.
But we're gonna change that with King, right?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna win some stuff, I think.
Yeah, you'll have a hotkick. Can you play hotkick characters?
Yep.
I mean, is that a question? Marta, that stupid, 50% knee.
I mean, I got a lot of counter hit knees, but yeah, I'm really good at hop kick.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't just assume that anybody can just jump on a hopkick character. If you play Mishimas for like 9 years, then you fucking suck at hopkick characters.
Dude, I know when people want to hop kick because that's all you do against Jack. You don't block low, or you're silly, or you're a Mishima,
That's
or
true.
you're a Mishima.
I love playing Bruce against Jack in like Tekken 6. So yeah, that would be another one I would assume. I would assume Bruce would be super good against Jack in 6.
Oh yeah, Jack. Bruce was very, very good for different reasons, but yeah. Yeah, I actually picked Bruce in the Tekken Tag 2 tournament. I went down to New York City. They had one of their pub brawls, and I got really drunk and just played Bruce and Marduk and just hop kicked a lot and did pretty well. So, but yeah, it's good. I'm going to be hop kicking a lot.
Yeah.
Although low parry is really good now too, so you don't even have to hop kick as much. You can, low parry is really good.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, unless you have a safe hop kick like an orbital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he gets that unscaled damage at the end of it with the wizard, so that's good.
Yeah. Such a
Plus
good
Oki.
character.
Plus Oki.
Yeah.
So, do you have any tournaments lined up you want to go to get the whole thing kicked off? Or are you just gonna chill and see how you like the game when it comes out?
I am pretty darn sure I'm gonna like the game, but I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'm definitely not doing Evo. Again, just can't justify the expense without having my hands on the game.
That's smart.
Go ahead.
No,
So you'll have it for a month, right? Come on. That's enough to spend $1,000 on a trip, right?
Yeah. For sure.
I'll just break every throw.
Yeah, let's put the house on the back burner. Well, if everyone's not breaking every throw, then come on.
Yeah, is your title gonna hold that much weight in a game where you can so easily break throws now?
I mean, I think throws are easy to break now, and no one does it. So I guess we'll see.
Damn.
Damn.
Damn. Anybody in the chat or who watches this later who can't break throws, fucking terrible.
No, but yeah, probably not. I imagine by a year into the game, throws for a lot of characters are going to be pretty irrelevant. But we'll see. Who knows? We'll see.
But kings aren't, because still.
Exactly. You see? You see what I'm saying? He's a good fucking character.
It is like an indirect kind of buff too, because people's throw breaking is going to get kind of lax compared to what it was previously.
Yeah. And I feel like
I get surprised when I see like the significant number of throws actually landing in 7. Not from American videos, but Japanese and Korean as well. I get kind of surprised.
Yeah, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but in general, the throw breaking in Korea and Japan, I thought was always a little bit less, and I think it's mostly because they could move around the screen. Throws weren't as effective in general, but like I'd see Nee come over here, for example, and just get thrown to death.
Yeah.
And then he'd turn it up in like the last round and just duck. He did that to a lot.
I think like GM used to. I mean, I want to get into a lot of things GM says, but GM would always talk about not guessing on their throw breaks, guessing on ducks and stuff instead of reading the opponent or reacting. And I think like Nee and Nin actually commented on America being able to throw break back in the Tekken 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they actually mentioned it outright, but then they still won the tournament. But still, except for MLGs, they didn't win much of those. But
yeah. Like I said, I just don't think they needed the throw breaking. Reminds me of this guy Ling Massacre in the chat for a long time. He was just so no. Like he was just so good at using AOP that he didn't have to break throws. Like he would literally like AOP hop kick 90% of the throws you threw at him. So if you can do that, then I guess why not?
Oh, speaking of, since he's in the chat, let us know in the chat. Are you going to play Ling Massacre? Are we going to see the return of you since you don't have to try to find a match for Ling? So I talked about it. I mean, he came to some tournaments before, at near the early part of Tag 2, but I think he said he couldn't play a second character to the level that he wanted to. And he didn't want to play double Lings because he thinks it's stupid, which I agree with. So, yeah.
Plus, he's been doing a lot of big boy adult things too. But
yeah,
I'm hoping he'll come back. For
we'll have to send him an app for the 401k clan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dang.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's a doctor or like got his PhD or anything. So I'm sure.
Nothing crazy like that.
I'm sure he has tons of time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question actually. I haven't heard much from the upstate scene. How is the upstate scene doing? Because I remember earlier in the T7 days, ZTS was going to a lot of tournaments, or more than usual. But
yeah, he made it to nationals or something, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think he did decently well. He beat me like last Evo, not this past one, the one before that, or was it last one? I forget. But anyway, yeah. I mean, how are those guys doing? I haven't heard from ZTS in like forever.
Yeah, I don't know. So again, Ben used to live right near me, and we were the ones that would play together the most. He moved down to the city, so he's gone from upstate. He
actually moved to California for a bit.
ZTS?
You said Ben?
He was Ben was over in California for school for a while, and then he came back here, and then he's moved down to the city. And then you got ZZY. He kind of lives out in the boondocks, so I work with him, but other than that, I don't get to spend a lot of time like playing Tekken with him. And then, funny kid Mark, he didn't really like Tekken Tag 2 too much, so he didn't really play it. He's thinking about coming back a little bit for 7, but so I mean, between me here and I guess the people that really play the game a lot, you've got like Buffalo 3 hours away, and then you've got the city 4 hours away that way. So yeah, it's tough. And ZTS, I don't really talk to him a lot. Hopefully he's doing all right, but yeah.
Interesting.
Hopefully we'll see his return along with Ling Massacres, and we'll see some more sticks get broken over knees.
Ooh, my favorite. Real life Shining Wizards.
Yeah.
He did mention, Liggs mentioning Polish Mafia. He might be coming back too, which would be awesome. You know, he was always pretty solid. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I hope some of those guys come back because I really don't want to just have to play online. But
yeah, I don't think anybody wants just that. I think everybody hopes that this is going to obviously, reinvigorate every scene. We'll see. I think in order to do that, though, all of us old people are going to have to help lovingly indoctrinate all of the stupid newbies, all the plebs.
Or luckily, since I'm an old person now and I have a man job, I can just travel to go play them. But that's still kind of a pain in the ass.
Right. True.
Yeah.
You just mentioned, like, you said how many hours away for you from a big city? So Buffalo's like 3 hours.
Yeah, just under 3 hours for Buffalo, and then just over 4 hours for New York City.
I see. Okay, cool. That sounds about like me. I got 3 hours to Jacksonville, 3 hours to Miami. At least I got a booty thrill down the road, so I'm good. And
the most thrilling of booties.
I have a booty thrill and a party wolf. Just the best names in town, buddy.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Lee Massacre saying? Whatever. Anyway, so go ahead, guys. Sorry.
I don't know. We only got like just under 4 weeks left, right? Till release.
Yes. It's 29 days, right?
Something like that. I am super excited. I'm sure everybody is too. But I plan to do a lot of streaming. I'm sure every one of us in this Skype call is going to do a lot of streaming, and I'm sure
I think everyone and their mom can stream now. So
especially
instead of like 3 Tekken streams with 30 people each, there'll be like 40 Tekken streams with 2 people each. It'll be great.
Yep.
Are you going to be one of them?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've got my stream all set up. I did a little bit of streaming in tag just to mess around, and come early June, I'll be getting it all set up. But
awesome.
That first weekend, I'll be in Buffalo. I took time off like a boss to go spend the whole launch weekend in Buffalo to play with Joe and Mac. So that'll be fun.
Like a boss.
Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds like that's a weird group.
Yeah.
Just thinking of the personalities. Oh my god, how's that gonna work? All right, whatever.
and Brian, it's just a hoot and Hanny.
Brian.
Yeah, Cha-cha.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You guys gonna throw any tournaments like upstate?
I don't really have any plans to, but I know like Brian does his yearly Rumble in the Tundra, which is always pretty good. He does a good job with that. So now that there's actually a relevant Tekken game, I'm sure he always throws money into it because it's his favorite game. So hopefully we can get some people out there for that. I know they do a lot of local tournaments up there, so I'll probably end up going to mostly them and maybe occasionally down to the city, but probably not much else.
Let's see.
Aw, like real life? Too much? Real life is too much right now?
No. That's to say, there probably won't be any other tournaments in like upstate New York. I'll be all over the place. So.
Sorry, I'm reading funny kids' comments in the chat. That's amazing. The name of that tournament.
Steve.
But is it better than Rolling Death Cradle?
Nah, I don't know. I feel like both of those titles fit the scene so well. Like upstate New York having a tournament called Brawls Deep. That's amazing.
Well, yeah, that's
that fits you guys so well. Trust me, I know. Then Boston having a player named Rolling Death Cradle. That's deaf is amazing.
I didn't know that was a thing, but that's pretty
good. when we had Offenbet on a couple of weeks ago, they have in Boston they have a player who plays King and is deaf, and so he named him Rolling Death Cradle. That's just fucking amazing. Speaking of interesting names, I'm sure there are people in the chat that don't know your.
See, it's so dumb, right? I walked out when he told everyone on the podcast that I had to walk out. I just couldn't process it at first. I was like, really?
I don't think there's a whole lot to process. It's just
yeah.
It was just too good. It was just too good.
I remember there was some tournament where you were doing commentary with somebody, and I think it was like semi-official, like an Namco thing, and they asked you to tell everybody what it stood for, and then you said, "Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yeah, go ahead."
That
And then
was
when
an
you
MLG, and I was playing, and it was ripping someone else on commentary.
Yeah, and then you said it, and then like they just went silent for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so like I said,
it wasn't as okay as they thought.
Yeah, probably not. So I've been playing this game for over a decade. When I first started looking to sign up for TZ, I'm sitting in Ben's basement. We're playing. I'm like, I gotta have a name for TZ. What the hell should I do? And at the time, I was like dicking around with like Heihachi and Wang, and my PS2 memory card name was like Old and Tired. So we were just kind of doofing around. I'm just like, I just want something that'd be really obnoxious. Just like, how dumb would it be if, someone just lost to some guy named like Old Floppy Donkey Penis or something? And that was it.
So
my God.
that's actually what it stands for, huh?
Yeah, I put it on there and I put the question mark on it because technically back in the TZ days I had the question mark and you're supposed to be like, ask it like a question, like, Old Floppy Donkey Penis? Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the entire lore.
That's it. Yeah, that's the OFDP lore. He's now older and floppier, but he's still around.
As with most things, people think that there's some deep story behind lots of different names.
No, just two 16-year-olds with a really funny freaking
weird
sense of humor. That's a better word for it. Just coming up with a TZ name.
Yeah, very, very white sense of humor, and I can say that.
Man, good old TZ.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel like I don't know. When I talk to people, I prefer to use their TZ name. I shouldn't even call it TZ because TZ is kind of dead. But
yeah, dude, I fucking hate when you use my real name.
But yeah, it's like right. I don't know. It's like when I'm on Facebook and I'm on KTA, I see all these people that I don't know. But then it's like, who are you? And you find out later it's like someone you played over and over and over. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's tough. You guys were talking one of the times about just like how the medium, it makes it hard for people to take it kind of anyone seriously, because now instead of like seeing, all right, it's OFDP, he's a Marduk mod, I should probably listen to him, they just see Zachary Lang and they're just like, who's this doofus? I don't know who he is. I'm not going to listen to anything he has to say. But it's tough. I don't know if I like all this Facebook shenanigans, not to mention the fact that my phone's been like blowing up my Facebook and doing all sorts of weird things like inviting Cody to random groups and
right. That was awesome. So I get swiftly banned from that by your good friend Joey. If he's listening, he's a dick.
Yeah,
so
I don't even know what happened there. I go in and all of a sudden my phone's blowing up and they're like, Zach, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I invited like you and then like two random people that have nothing to do with Tekken, apparently, into this group. Whatever.
Yeah, I should have tossed up a good amount of like gay porn or something before I was banned.
Perfect.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the Facebook groups really. I don't think I have to go into why, but it's just a lot of nonsense these days, and not as much like good Tekken discussion going on, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think while you're still probably garnering more players than you would have with just TZ, like the quality that those players reach in their play is probably far lower than the average player was getting in the TZ days, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, TZ was moderated actually like really well. So people have this general opinion like all these top players are dicks. Well, a lot of that is because a lot of people are asking really dumb questions. And a lot of really dumb questions that would have really easy to find answers if it was still like in TZ. You'd go to the character forums and you'd go to the first two sticky posts and most of the dumb questions are answered there. So then you could actually go in and ask a legitimate question and get a legitimate answer from someone that knows what they're talking about. So now it's just God knows who, just kind of flopping out information out there, and if it's right, it's right. If it's not, then who knows? Because it's just Zachary Lang talking out there. Who knows what that kid is?
Yeah.
Yeah, who the hell is Zachary Lang? Fuck that guy.
Right. So yeah, what you do is you make a second account, man, and then everybody takes it seriously.
I don't think anyone would take me any more seriously if my name was OFDP on Facebook, but maybe.
Yeah, spell your name out. I'm sure it'll work out very well.
Maybe.
Maybe. So we're getting questions in the chat now. I guess we can let our guests have first shot at them here if you want to. Are you looking at them?
Yeah, I am. Let's see.
It's the first one. It looks like it's from Limit 47.
I don't know. Like I said, I tried to participate a lot in the Facebook groups early on, and literally every time I posted something, either like 2 days later the same question would be asked, or I would just be ignored for all the reasons that I just stated. So I think it'd be really tough. I don't know what would have to be done to make those a little bit more productive, but I don't have the answer. That's for sure.
I think you need more focused groups instead of just the big groups that everybody can. Well, everybody should be able to go into them, but like they need to be more focused. They need to have better roles and have better moderators that really stay on top of stuff. Like as soon as like I've said repeatedly, I could never mod like KTA because I'd ban like half the people in it. Like instantly, as soon as they posted up, like, "Oh, look, here's a drawing I made," like fucking gone. Though the beautiful Huarong pictures that we pass around might not be well known, but we could save that and then ban him. But yeah.
I think some of it has to do with kind of what we mentioned about having our real names there. So, like, let's say you go to a tournament and you see like, OFDP has gotten second in X tournament, or he got second at Evo. But then you go to KTA or LTT or Tom, or for example, and then you see like Zachary Lang posted, blah, 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 blah. And then people are like, who the fuck is this guy? It's like those people, like the more casuals or the people who don't follow tournament scenes as much, they're not going to know that OFDP got second because his name on the tournament video is OFDP, not Zachary Lang. You know what I mean? So it's like...
And there's no way to change that, really, unless I guess I could put my gamer tag in my Facebook account, which
yeah, that's silly,
I'm probably not going to do. So...
Yeah, that's asking a lot on Facebook. Like, you have to go post your signature on everything just to make sure they know who you are. KTA, that's kind of a hassle.
Yeah, I'm not going to post a signature on Facebook.
Like, oh yeah, I'm ProjectRunAway. I placed 13th at Evo. So, I don't want to put that every damn time. That's going to be really redundant.
You should have that. You should have a pre-made signature that you just copy-paste at the end of every single post you make on Facebook.
I think the issue for me is that it's just the infrastructure. I mean, it's pretty obvious. TZ is better organized. And yeah, the information is right there. And I think what we're really lacking with things like KTA is that there are no like threads and stickies. I mean, well, they have sticky. You can stick like a pin post, but we're lacking kind of like the thread structure,
the archiving
in an easy to view format, where it's like here's a big topic and you jump into the topic instead of like one big ass post that goes on and you have to keep scrolling and it's still one thread. I don't want to go through all that. Yes. I'd rather just see topics like that, kind of like TZ actually.
It's how like everything gets bumped to the very top,
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like not very organized. It's just like a clutter of threads, if you will. And there's no archiving, so it's like one question could be the same question can be asked like every week over and over and over, and people will never know because people who are just jumping into it aren't going to see it because, like, you think about it, like if you take a break from KTA for a week, what's your last post going to be? How far down is it going to be?
Yeah, non-existent. Yeah. And I came off kind of dickish, but that's true too. Like, it's not necessarily that people are just asking the same question because they are dumb. It's they're asking the same question because they don't know. And
they can't find the last place it was done, right?
Exactly, and there's no I don't think there's like a search function. If there is, it's shitty. So.
Yeah. So let's go on to the next one, I guess. So did you see 904 reflexes?
Yeah, yeah. So
he asked a
T6
very philosophical kind of question there.
Yeah, final round was definitely the best experience I had traveling for Tekken 6. One of the funniest ones that's right up my stupid sense of humor is, and when I knew I had to play James in top 16 the next day, we got this old Pringles can and we just all started farting in it and we bottled it up.
What the fuck?
We all just kept saying, like taunting him the whole night, like, wait till tomorrow, you're gonna get the fart can. You're gonna get the fart can. And then Ben let the fart can out of his sight, and when we weren't looking, James actually came over and like threw it out. So he was scared of the fart can, but that was hilarious. Then he ended up just banana peeling me to death, but it was really funny.
That's really funny.
That's weird.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
You have, besides that, do you have fond memories of your times in the 5, 6, and early Tag 2 era when you still went to tournaments?
5 not so much.
Anything that stands out?
In 5 we had Sparrowjin come to like a house tournament and I almost beat him. It was like a really good set. That was when I started getting decent at the game. 6, I mean, winning that throw breaking thing, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And then Tag, I don't know, it was just a good run. Besides wishing I had gotten first a few more times, I can be pretty happy with how I did in kind of the long scheme of that game. So I just like playing the game. I like talking about the game. I think it's really fun. It's always different. And it's just like you against another person. It's not a lot of this team crap, I know at least Derek has played plenty of League of Legends, and I've played all the MOBAs. I've played those games since freaking Aeon of Strife and StarCraft 1, so I'm a sucker for them, but it's just so frustrating. At least in Tekken, I can only blame myself, but I'm pretty good at blaming my team and everything else. So.
There are people that'll blame their teams in a 1v1 as well. Blame others for, you don't give me any practice, so that's the problem kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's lots of that going on.
We're human. We can always find an excuse, but it's not doing that.
Yeah, I feel like that has diminished significantly when like Tag 2 actually had decent online compared to 6, which was garbage.
Oh.
Except for Xbox, it was but PSN was just retarded. So no. Are there any other questions that were just obvious?
Ling Massacre asked the proper throw breaking training regimen.
Yes, your title is coming into use here.
Yeah. So basically, I just start by just putting all the throws on, but then I would put on a lot of other stuff like strings that you've got to duck and lows that you've got to see, and just kind of sit in practice mode with it. Just put the work in. You just got to sit there and do it, and when you get good at it, you do it some more, and that's it. It's got to be second nature, because a lot of crazy shit can happen in a Tekken game, so you just gotta be ready. Have I ever god matched anyone before 2015? No. You were my first, and I'll always remember you, Michi.
Oh damn.
Oh shit! I'm assuming that was online, or was that at a Canada tournament?
No, that was a
Canada Cup.
Yeah, it was in Winter's
Did you
Final.
win that?
No, this was a Toryuken, I think. It was Winter's Finals of some Canada tournament. I can't remember, but yeah. Poor guy.
You won Canada.
I won a lot. I won a lot of Canada tournaments. Yeah, I think the last one I went to, I lost to Mac or something. But
yeah. Mac. No one likes losing Mac.
He's come a long way, really. Like he's very
really
respectable
good.
now. Yeah, for sure.
Solid.
No.
Yeah, Mac. He's been improving a lot. I just find he's like funnily inconsistent. Like on a good day, he can beat Saint and everyone's shocked. And then on the
I think that was Fang doing that, but whatever.
Dang. But by the same token, I'll play Mac. Wow, Mac playing really good. And then the same day he loses to someone who's really not Saint's level at all, like Sonkin. And I'm like, dude, how'd you lose to Sonkin? And he's like, just tired. And I'm like, dude, how do you lose to Sonkin? You beat Saint.
He's better than people give him credit for too, man. Come on.
So Sonkin getting better too, but it was just like, wow, it's very interesting how Mac can play at different levels.
It's true, and like 11,000 characters. Any characters caught your interest in T7? I think we've already been through that like 11 times.
Yeah, King's a really good character.
Oh,
Am I
yeah.
married with kids yet? I'm married, no kids yet. So that's why I gotta get the Tekken 7 in while I can.
That's right.
Oh yes, please.
Have you been keeping up with like a lot of T7 videos?
Yeah, I've been watching a ton of. I can never get the acronym right. Is it NBC?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because he's
yeah,
freaking
NBC.
hilarious
Oh,
and just
that-
really fun to watch. And he's been playing a lot of King. All he does is shove, backdash, shove, and it's awesome. It's good, especially now with 4-2-1 consistently hitting on counter hit. That's it's just so good, so good.
So how
Right,
do you,
that's old Majin style. He would always love doing the shoves.
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about the top tiers of T7 so far right now?
Well, I know Ling's been getting a lot of discussion, and so I think I agree with the way that she's looking. I think she's really freaking good, but I think watching, especially, I mean, Princess Ling, I'm gonna just say he is a really solid player. I see a lot of really good shit from him, but I see him get away with so much nonsense, so much bullshit that I'm just like, come on, come on. When you play, I mean, when you put when you need to get your asshole stomped as hard as mine did, both in game and outside of game by a guy like Ling Massacre, comes into the scene and just embarrasses you night after night after night, you learn how to play against that person's character. So when I watch anyone play against Ling, I'm just like, you should be doing this and this and this, and a lot of people just aren't doing it. And then of course he's just running over people with rage drive, which it's new and exciting. So that's and it's good. It's just good. So the combination of the two things is just crushing people. But then he mixes it up with a mistrust, and if someone blocks it, they aren't launching it. It's the AOP sweep. People don't have it in their muscle memory to low pair it. There's a lot of little things that you have to know. You just got to know it, and you got to do it.
How do you feel about King versus her then in 7?
Shitty. I'm probably gonna pick Jack.
Yeah.
That's smart. It's smart.
Smart, very smart.
Now it depends. You know, the one thing I'm wondering that I don't know yet is King's forward 1 hitbox. Seems like it hits a lot lower in 7 because of like the combos that it can be hit in. So maybe that can be an anti-stance move, and I'm not sure. But otherwise, like the only thing he really has to do anything about AOP is while standing 2. And that's not great.
No, I mean, even in Tag 2, he used to abuse 4-4-1 against her.
But yeah. So it can be okay. And like I said, if the hitbox is even lower, then that's even better. But otherwise, like the most consistent thing is just while standing 2, and then you could do the second 2 if you want. But that's not great when Jack can just like forward 1. It's just way easier.
Yeah, Jack's really good against Xiaoyu.
Yeah.
But you can also stick out like a down forward 1 or down back 1, right? Maybe back 3.
With Jack or with King?
Back 3?
Jack 3. Jack. Yeah.
Jack, yeah. So down back 1 is really good. Back 3 will hit it. Down forward 1 will hit it. I mean,
I feel like he has a lot of
forward.
tools.
Tons of tools.
I
Tons of tools.
played a lot of King versus Ling in 7.0 versus Shano's Ling.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm no King player, but I've played him at least 50 games, 60 games with King, and it's not a fun matchup.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, ZZ Wise in here telling me how he's going to teach me and all these moves that are decent against Ling, but like those moves are all decent against Ling, I think. When Jack's just got a barrage of moves that are all really good against Ling. And like I said, he can launch mistrust every time. There's I don't know, I think it's going to be tough for King in general, and I don't want to work that hard. So I'm just going to pick Jack.
No, that's
Is that the general moral of the story, huh?
Yeah.
Probably. Like if it's just way easier with Jack, why not? So I mean,
Yeah.
my experience with him isn't going anywhere, and I have put a lot of hours into the Jack Ling matchup. So
Right.
Yeah. Personally, I played a lot of Jack versus Xiaoyu against Princess Ling. I'll tell you what. And I also tested King versus Xiaoyu. And if you play someone who's just going to do it, and it's not to say that, it's a really effective style. If they're going to AOP, it's like 7-3, Xiaoyu's favor against King. Don't play King. Just don't play King. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But, yeah, Jack is much easier. I mean, if Xiaoyu's kind of nutty, she doesn't have to AOP. She could just start stepping left, and that beats the anti-AOP moves. But, that gives you room to work with if she stops doing it. So I like Jack in that particular scenario as well, because Xiaoyu is a real pain with that.
Is there anybody else you don't want to deal with as King in 7?
Maybe Eddie, just again because it's just way easier with Jack.
I see that. I think he tore his ass up in like 5, but since then it hasn't been a pretty fight.
No, so like I said, I am willing to put in the work to get over a lot of the other matchups, but I think if it's just going to be that much easier with Jack on those, that's what I'm going to do, and I think it is. And like I said, I had an interesting conversation. I was trying to pull up the conversation. I don't even remember what Tekken thread it was, but we were talking about that AOP sweep, and I was saying how it's seeable, and no one believes me. That's okay, because I 100% think it is. I think I will low parry that shit 90% of the time.
We will see.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't believe nor disbelieve. All I'm saying is we will see on that.
Okay. I'm excited to show you.
I know
you don't believe because me and you were having the conversation.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
I'll have to disagree with that.
I've had, in my experience in this game, I've had a lot of nutty theories like this that most people don't agree with. But I think there's a lot of things you have to consider. One, how we play the game, and I play the game in a very defensive way. And it's just I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna break throws and I'm gonna look for shit like that.
Yeah. So when you're focused specifically on that,
when you're sitting there looking at it, like you can do that.
Yeah, you're not worried about what your next move is gonna be.
But
you're waiting for them to fuck up instead of waiting for what your next move is going to be.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, Justin's in the chat. How often do I low parry that low against you? And Justin's a smart guy. What's harder to believe, that the low's seeable or that I can read that guy 80% of the time?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I thought you were about to
No.
I thought you were about to answer this.
No, it's something to think about.
Okay.
I just pulled up the frame data, so I can't, obviously it should be relatively the same in FR. So AOP 4 slide 3, the slide, is 22 frame startup, although one says, it's 0.3. So I would say, yeah, if you got good reaction times and you're not affected by that back 2 lag, it's seeable. It's seeable, but, my issue with the slide is that it's just like high crushes and mid crushes, and you're just like,
I hate you.
If
you're just getting hit out of stuff, and the frame data, it's tough because it also really depends on how unique the animation looks. Because I mean, if you look at Hell Sweep, isn't Hell Sweep technically a 22 frame low? But no one in their right mind is going to see that because all of a sudden the guy's just crouch dashing and either a leg pops out for a second or an arm pops out. They look almost exactly the same until the last second.
So do you feel that AOP Sweep has a different enough animation with, for example, AOP down 1+2 to be able to see the difference?
They're pretty similar, I think.
Because a lot of Link players in 7 are using that as a mix-up, like like a tech roll mix-up off the wall, and I see it being pretty effective.
I think it's definitely going to be effective, and I don't know. I think I'm going to be able to low parry that low a lot, and I'm going to work really hard to do that too. Like it's not just something you can do without putting a lot of practice in. And like I said, I put a shit ton of practice into it. So we'll see what happens. But I think if people out there want to put in the work, that's something you can look at because I think you can do it. I think it's really hard, but like I said, even if you're seeing it like 60% of the time versus just eating it every time, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good attitude to have. Also, I can't confirm nor deny, this might just be hearsay, but people, I think from EU who are playing the most recent console build, they were saying the game feels like it's more responsive. There's less input lag, similar to how T6 kind of feels. And then when you transition to Tag 2, how it's kind of laggy. There are 2 frames extra lag. They said it's less than Tag 2. So if that's the case, you'll be able to see. So like the threshold, someone was saying, like threshold back in T6, like seeable was around like 22 frames startup. But in Tag 2, you could say it was like 23, 24 because of the weird input lag. But now, because if it is lower, and I pray it's lower, AOP sweep should be a lot easier to deal with because, you can see it now. It's not like there's more responsiveness to your controller.
And I think the biggest thing, about it that I would say is just it's one of those moves that you really have to at least put in the muscle memory to low parry, or if you're going to commit to a low like a block, you got to commit. I think there's no reason, especially when they're in AOP, to not low parry, because, or at least if you're going to block it, you got to know how to punish it because it's a really awkward punish. Mm-hmm. I think it's changed a little bit in 7, but I mean. Before, like, I think if I blocked it with Jack, my best option was just like the forward 1 and hit him grounded, or just do like a ground hitting move. So
it's a pretty good punish.
Way better to low parry. Yeah, it was decent, but it's way better to low parry it. So, and I can't. I'm trying to think of any other low options. Like, you're like, all right, the next time I'm gonna block low, you should just low parry.
Yeah. So here's a question.
Okay.
Watching Knee and JDCR, for example,
always they're way better than I am. They're way better than I am.
But they're always getting hit by that, especially JDCR getting blown up by that. Like, for example, against Princess Ling was getting blown up by AOP sweep. Do you feel like JDCR just doesn't maybe practice enough against that, or there aren't enough Ling players?
Probably not. I imagine if he went to the arcade and said, "I'm going to play a Ling player today," he could probably could probably make it happen.
Clearly they have Ling practice because he blew up Princess Ling. Even though he got hit by all that, but
he didn't blow him up. He almost lost.
No,
it was very close. Like it was down to the last. It might not have been the last round, but it was 2-1. And if Playing hadn't dropped a couple of combos, he might have come out on top.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking
it was very close.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different tournament.
Are you did he play him at? He didn't play him at World KOTIF, did he? I don't think he did.
No, they didn't play Worlds.
Yeah, but at final round, I mean, he was playing Dragunov. It might have been simpler with Heihachi or something. I don't think the Dragunov Ling matchup is very good for Drag, but that's who he chose to use, and he stuck it out even after he lost the match.
Right.
So,
I was going to say, people were complaining about the FR not being the most stable at that tournament. So, especially with how unresponsive it might have been in that tournament, the slide is really in Xiaoyu's favor to do, especially when, it's like weird lag going on. That slide is just going to hit. You're not gonna block it. It's just it's like online, like rebar. 3-bar throws, 3-bar sweeps, free money.
I won't believe the game is faster until Noodles does some testing, because that dude is a fucking wizard with his frame testing. I'm sure he'll be testing it as soon as it's out.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I guess I can't speak for JDCR. Maybe he just doesn't care enough about the low. I don't know, because that guy blocks like debugger and stuff every time.
Yeah, he I don't know.
Yeah, he blocks every seeable low like every time. So, I don't know. Like I said, I can only really speak for myself and like the practice I put in and what I've done in tournament against Ling players. I mean, but I don't have a good answer for you.
I also had a similar discussion with Mr. Taxi, and he feels that
this is going to be a good one no matter what it is.
Well, he was the originator of this thread, I think, yeah. Because he's the one that, tagged me to come in and talk about it, but, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he feels that the low is seeable, but then I asked him, do you get that low, do you hit that low a lot? He's like, yeah. So...
I think there's a difference between, just seeable and seeable plus expectation. I mean, when you expect something and you put yourself in the situation enough times, it makes throws aren't seeable when you're brand new to the game. But you sit there and practice it for hours, it becomes very seeable.
So I have a on the topic of being seeable.
Yeah.
I have a revelation that has come to pass with
Ooh.
Project Runaway and myself and another person in this chat. So, hit confirming moves. For example, do people feel that, like, for example, Bob's headbutt is hit confirmable?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like the general thought on that is yes.
Upward 1+2, 1+2. Yeah.
Like just straight hit confirmable, not like you see them mashing.
No,
like a whip confirm, like actual like.
At least I didn't play him. Yeah, I didn't play him much in Tag 2, and I haven't played him in 7, but in 6 it certainly felt like it.
Or how about like Brian's quarter circle back 2-4?
Yes.
You feel that is okay?
Yes.
So I did too until I booted up Tag, and we did some testing on it, and now I definitely don't feel that it's hit confirmable. I feel that
you're talking specifically about Brian's or both.
Both. Brian.
A lot of supposed hit confirms.
A lot of hit confirmable moves.
Right.
So
Like, so you're taking in more data from the game than you actually think you are when you hit confirm something.
So like Brian's quarter back 2-4 or Bob's headbutt to belly. So basically we just threw on practice mode and put action 1 on random guard or guard random, and then action 2 on guard all. And there's a lot of hit confirm moves that I don't feel are hit confirmable well anymore. And those are definitely, I don't feel they're hit confirmable.
And again, Noodles will test it for you.
Noodles did do testing, actually. He did Lily's quarter circle forward 1-2 and also Brian's quarter circle back 2-4. So Lily's quarter circle forward 1-2, I never thought that was hit confirmable. I can't do it. So there's a 6-frame window where you can quote unquote hit confirm it. Brian's has a 9-frame window, but I still don't feel it's hit confirmable. And
right, because 6 frames is equivalent to doing the math is like right at 100 milliseconds.
Yeah, it's like,
and that's faster than you could even blink. So
yeah. So I encourage everybody in the chat who's laughing at me right now to.
I don't think anybody's laughing, are they?
No, I don't think anyone's laughing.
Maybe they are on the inside.
We all love it.
They don't want to type out L0L. So.
So just turn on practice mode and put it action 1 guard random, action 2 guard all. I think you'll be pretty surprised, to be honest. In that regard,
I like it.
Yeah,
you should try it.
I think what Weapon X or X Copies was saying in the chat with Bob's up forward 1+2. He said 1+2, 1+2. He may have meant up forward 1+2. I think the frames probably did change between the two, between T6 and Tag 2. Because in T6, I think it was pretty freaking blatant. Like there was, I didn't even really play Bob, and could just do it every time, and there was no miss ever. But again, I mean, it could have been. It could have been like again, yeah. Like there's the people call it situation confirm, is where you see them move or something, or you see that they're not blocking, or you saw them duck just before you hit the button. And so your brain thinks like, oh yeah, I could hit confirm that. But really, it's more of just you're taking in more information than you actually think. You're not looking at just the hit. You're looking at what they did immediately before you push the button.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I can buy that for sure.
Because I tested this too because I was trying to make sense of things too, and Kane and I, we both came to the same conclusion. A lot of these hit confirms, if you're trying to do obviously they're not going to get hit by it all the time, so you got to see it. It might get blocked once, and then you'll see it, and then you'll see them stun, for example, and that's when you confirm it as the last possible second. And it's better to do that way anyway, so you don't die on block, for example. It's really hard to do a lot of supposed hit confirms. For example, something like Nina's back before, which is really generous. If you situation confirm like Cody, if you just try to do it raw, it's really tight. The window to actually hit confirm is really tight. There are some generous ones, like the most obvious ones, like Mishima 112. So big deal. But a lot of quote unquote hit confirms are really not. And the shocking part about all this is that we've been going this whole time. Our whole tech community has been talking about hit confirms, like we know what we're doing, and it just came to light. KANE and I were like, wait a minute, none of these are hit confirms.
I believe it because I mean the only one I ever really worked with too much was like Jack down forward 3-2 or while standing 3-2, and like I was really shitty at it. Like I would put a lot of practice into that, and I still couldn't really do it. So maybe it's just because it doesn't exist instead of me just being shitty, which makes me feel better actually.
That's how I feel about Brian's Corsical back 2-4. I mean that move is broken, but I used to feel guilty, like I could have hit confirmed it. No, don't feel guilty. You can't literally hit confirm it. It's just you gotta feel it, and if it hits, hopefully you get the second hit into all that broken damage.
I was streaming this last night actually about this hit confirm stuff. So I tried many times, like Brian's and Lily's. I tried Lily's up for 4-3, which is supposedly hit confirmable, and hell no, it's not. I tried Nina's back 3-4. What else did I try? Paul's 3-2. I think I tried one or two more, but I can't remember it.
One of them, it was not really relevant or important. You can, for some reason, hit confirm DJ 1-2-2, even though it's not really useful. You can do that for some reason. Fun trivia.
We're still talking about hit confirms?
Yeah. He was just naming the ones he tried. He tested, I mean.
Yeah. I encourage all of you to try it.
Well, now I'm going to try it, but I believe you.
I hella encourage everybody to try it. It's surprising. I mean, so basically I think what most people are doing is, like, as we talked about, just like we're seeing a whiff and then just finishing the string, or we're seeing we're seeing our move interrupt somebody else's move and then finishing the string. It's not a true like, oh well, he actually got hit, so let me press the follow up. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah, there was a test for doing that, and that people used to talk about if something is truly hit confirmable, then you should be able to do the first move and then watch the life bar while you do it. And if you see the life bar change, then do the next move, then it's truly hit confirmable.
Mm-hmm.
That was another test that people used to do outside of the random block test.
Mm.
And I think that's valid too, but it's just not something that people are used to doing, so it's a weird test for people to try. Heihachi's Raijin stance 2-1, is that hit confirmable? Absolutely not.
I don't even think that's delayable, right?
You can't delay it. Okay. You can't delay it and still have a combo.
Okay.
But you can decide to just push the 2 or push both of them, depending on what you saw them do previously. But it's very risky considering it's launch punishable. So
yeah, both hits, right? Both hits, right?
Yes. First one is like minus 15 or 16, and the second one's like 18 or 19.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yep. You guys have any more questions for our illustrious guest here? There.
What did you guys think? I saw a post today about, speaking about how online is shitty, but I'm going to have to play it. I think there was a post about how you can search for, or you can get a match list in ranked now. I think that's awesome.
A match list?
Yeah, someone posted a screenshot. I think it was in like KTA, like where you click on ranked, and then there's
there's two options.
Warm up or match list. So I assume that means you can click on match list and actually see like people in your rank or who are queued up. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
We haven't seen any more information on that, right?
I'm curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I'm curious to see how they're going to do like penalties.
I hope you they see you pull 3 times and you're banned forever. No refunds.
Awesome.
That would
Well,
be
between
awesome.
that and the what is it, revenge fight or whatever, I think ranked is going to be a lot more interesting. I freaking hate ranked right now, and I hate ranked because I suck at it. Because I lose like the first match of tournament matches all the time, like most of the time. So I get online, I get this one guy, and I lose to him. And then I get someone different, and I lose to him. I just keep losing. That sucks. But at least now I can like revenge match some guy, and
Well, can you? We haven't seen what the actual online looks like.
I'm assuming, and I'm really hoping. If I hope hard enough, it'll happen, right?
But I bet for console, the way that console players really for, I bet if you can, at least suggest a rematch, I bet the opponent can opt out of it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, of course.
People are shitty.
Because you can't do that in arcade, unfortunately. You can't opt out of it. Like, you would have to take the loss if you didn't want to do it. But PSN, I'm going to assume that you can if they do that.
Yeah, it'll make death matching less of a hassle if you want to play.
Yeah, you could actually really do it.
And that would be fun. I think like that would be way more fun than the way ranked is right now.
Oh yeah, and it would be so much easier to boost.
Yeah, but I mean, if you earned your ranks the real way, then it doesn't matter because people will know who the boosters are if you value your ego rank boost. Your boosted rank. But people will know. Most people who talk around the tech community, they'll know who's actually trying to play the game and who's just kind of there.
I earned my Genbu so good. I earned it so good, and I'm never going to lose it.
Was that at the time where you actually had to play a little bit to get Genbu, or?
Oh yeah, like this was like the first week, and I've never gone above, and I've never fallen below. I'm just Genbu forever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think Majin said he was going to get the Majin ranking, quit playing, and I'm pretty sure he did. So,
I believe it.
makes sense to me.
It's funny.
No.
I don't know.
Hmm?
I personally don't like playing ranked, but I don't know. I think it like.
I think there's some value in it. I mean, I think it can introduce new players to something that keeps them engaged a little while longer than looking for player matches, because it gives them something to strive for, and then by the time they really reach Genbu, maybe they'll be a little decent and start appreciating more of the
I'm
game.
a little decent. I'm a little decent.
You're a big decent.
No, I think it gives something to play for, which is kind of nice. And I know rank doesn't mean a whole lot, but at least if you're playing someone you want to play, you could always just play them in a player match, right? But at least now there's something behind it that makes it a little more interesting.
Right, that's true.
So I like that, the idea of that.
I think if the smoothness of the game continues to improve even more over what Tag 2 was online, I think it'll mean a lot more as well. Because you ran into so many just matches that you either get pulled on or were just incredibly laggy, and you just watch your points drop. Well, you can't watch them, but mentally watch your points drop. For you run into somebody with like legendary internet like Meaty or
double leggy ogres are my favorite.
yes,
They're just my favorite thing ever.
Or early Tag 2 Seiko was also
Oh my god,
Seiko.
Seiko Nut,
Seiko.
the truth and the life.
right, exactly. Yeah, so those were pretty legendary, but like if it gets smooth and it's better at picking out actual smooth connections, I think it could be really good. I think rank could be fun then.
I agree. Internet in general seems less crappy than it's ever been. I know my internet just like quadrupled in speed or something, so
nice.
hopefully.
Must be nice.
Same here.
There are a lot of people who this is off topic a little bit, but the company Spectrum that was part of Time Warner or whatever, they're sending out a lot of emails out. They just boosted everybody's internet speed from 2 megabit up to 3. So
Ooh.
Got him.
yeah, right. So I've seen multiple people posting it up with just like laughing emojis and shit. Like, ooh, great. Like people were thinking when they started reading the paragraph, it's like, hey, we boosted your speed, and people are like, oh shit, they bumped me up to 100 by 10. And it's like, no, we took you from 40 by 2 to 40 by 3. It's like, oh, okay. Well,
So that's how I got the internet. I'm stealing it from all those poor suckers. Perfect.
yeah. Right. I remember my connection to you was pretty crap at the time.
Oh yeah, my internet
Yeah.
was not great.
Yeah, yeah. And we played in IFL
Oh
on
my
that.
god, I hated everything about that, mostly because it was on the internet.
But come on, it got some exposure for
Oh, it
the.
was fun.
Yeah, I think it helped build the scene a little bit.
Yeah.
The player stats were the best.
Yeah,
Stack
the
cards.
player stats, the intros. There's an intro of Geo introducing Wayne. That's like one of the best ever. I should probably find the link to that. That was
really
classic.
awful memes that came out from that I have to hide from my company and hope to God they never see.
I was lucky. I don't think any incredibly bad ones came out.
God, one of those came to light again recently, and I had to immediately whisper Seiko, be like, "Can you please take that down, please?" God.
Oh, there was one I think I made of you of like beating up all the black players in a single week. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. Oh, that's not great. There was a lot of those.
Because you got put into a division that was basically one-sided on the racial diversity.
Yeah.
You just happened to beat all of them.
Yeah.
That was very rude of you, sir.
Yeah. That was
That was
probably one of the
rude.
bigger mistakes I've ever made. Should have just lost.
Yes, dude. Roll over. Roll over. Yeah. Anyway, that's as deep as we need to go into the racial chat. I was just laughing.
So
Anyway. Brawl's deep.
So I have a,
confirmed racist.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Straight confirmed racist, right?
so I kind of have a question. So this past week we saw the first real showing of Eliza.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys have all seen that, but opinions,
Yuck and barf.
yuck and barf.
Really? Like no factors that you don't mind about her? Just yuck and barf?
Mostly just yuck and barf. Those are my initial reactions, but I'm sure she'll be alright, I guess.
So what's yuck and barf about her? Like her style is shitty, or is it just like you feel like she's a waifu character? That
Maybe
shouldn't-
it's that. I don't know. She's not a. And maybe this is probably good for the health of the game, but she's not like a normal character. The way I think of a normal character. So when I play against Unknown, for example, I'm like, yeah, I hate this. I hate this. And we got Akuma, so that's not going away. but I don't know. It'll probably be fine. Something
Yeah, she's definitely not normal. I mean, because she has the meter, so that'll be interesting.
I think she seems like she's a pretty well designed character. It seems fine. She's just definitely not my cup of tea, and I definitely won't like playing against her. But
Interesting.
I'm just gonna throw her a lot.
Speaking of meters, when they were doing the last Tekken talk, what's his name? Redhead guy. What's his name? The guy that works for Namco that was on Tekken Talk with Mark.
Maximilian?
No, the guy that works for Namco. Whatever. He basically said, we'll just call him not Michael Murray. So not Michael Murray said that Akuma and Eliza are the only two meter characters in the game. I wonder if that was a misspeak because they've talked about having two additional guest characters, or if that is
Wait,
sort of a...
You said are or are not the only two?
They are the only two meter
okay.
characters.
Okay.
And we haven't been revealed who the other guest characters are going to be. And I don't know if he was just mentioning the build that we have, or the characters up to launch, or what. I don't know how much you can really read into that, but he really did just say it was the only two meter characters. So if we have any additional guest characters, I think that throws into question if it's going to be from games that rely on meter. Or if it might not even be fighting games.
It's true.
Could be 2D.
It might be 2D.
I would assume it'd be 2D.
Yeah. You say 2D or 2B?
D, dimensional.
Well,
No.
Rodolfo said B.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, I was making a Nier reference.
Right.
To a really popular character from the second second game in that franchise.
I don't.
Really
I don't.
popular.
Yeah, I don't think she
Should
would be
be
in the
her.
game.
I don't think she will either. Not Elisa, but Elisa being also in there, being another robot. I don't think they're going to do that.
I guess
It would. It'd probably be smart on Namco's end, just because they
it would be amazing.
Yeah, they'd probably get a lot of like attention, but I don't think they would actually do it. They did.
Only if she can self-destruct.
They
That's
did.
it.
They did mention that Akuma did get buffs though in the console version, so that's
What?
Yeah.
What did they say? Did they say what they were?
Nope. Did not.
Nope.
Who said that? Was this on Tekken Talk?
Mark said that, if I remember correctly. Yep.
Like, what the fuck did they do?
He didn't say.
Uh,
And
Those.
Oh God.
I don't know. If,
not.
I don't know if you guys follow, but Blink AEX from Australia, he's been streaming a lot of the newest build. I don't think they have Eliza on there yet, but they've been streaming from the Namco office, and they're not allowed to talk about like the changes or anything technical. But if you watch the stream, which I have been watching, and I'm sure a lot of people have been watching, but yeah, you could definitely see changes. So that's where we first figured out, like, for example, Brian's Quarter Circle Back 3 no longer combos on counter hit, etc. So they're just not. Yeah, you could see it. They're just not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to point it out specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think Mark is gonna mention anything specific, or any of those guys.
Well, that will suck. I really don't hope to see a more buffed Akuma, because even in his current state in the arcade, nobody is. Well, I can't say for everybody's complaining about it or anything, but I see some very high ranked Akumas still doing some insane shit.
Yeah.
Like there was just a combo video that people were talking about or passing around the last couple of days of some of the more typical characters getting like 60 or 70% using two walls and rage art or rage drive that was perfectly timed or whatever, perfectly used, and then you just see Akuma doing that in a regular match, like making a comeback just on the regular. He's just like, fuck it, 80%, nah, it's a combo everybody does no matter what, no walls needed, kind of shit.
A character with a 10-frame launcher will never not be a good character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's got one frame rage art.
Yeah, perfect. Just perfect.
Well, not run frame, excuse me. That doesn't take pushing 1-1 forward, 1-1-3 forward 2 or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. So that wall combo is going to be super easy. What is it?
Down 1-2.
Yeah.
The double dick jab the demon. Yeah,
Yep.
that's nasty.
Yeah, that's gonna be silly.
Oh man.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That said, Cole is asking, do you guys want a Tekken reboot after 7?
That depends, because if you talk about, so this is the end of the Mishima saga. If you're talking about a Tekken reboot, that means going back to the Mishima saga.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You could call it a redirect and call it Tekken and Tekken out.
Yeah,
reboot would mean yeah.
Yeah, reboot would be, hey, let's go back to Mishima saga. So we could maybe a time jump, but they tried that. They tried that in T4, right?
And it played out beautifully. I don't think that the time jump was the problem in T4. I think all of the test properties of the game were the problem. I don't think it was the time jump.
Yeah.
I don't think people give a fuck about the story.
No, I like the story and all the visual aspect of it, but yeah.
That's
T4
right,
was
T3.
broken.
My bad, T3.
Oh, T3, yeah.
Yeah, T3 did well though.
Yeah, they can do any time jump it. No.
T3 did really well. It's still considered a lot of people's favorite Tekken game. I don't know a whole lot of people that'll say that about 4. Except people who just like to match 1-2 So,
Oh.
what do you think, Zachary Lang?
I don't know anything about the lore, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really play Tekken 3 or 4.
Hey, where's
But
Joe?
what if it were? What if it were a new game though? Like, I think that's the question. Like, with where probably more than half the roster is ripped out, and they completely replace a lot of the characters because they're of a different universe kind of thing.
I'd probably be fine with that. My favorite character is gone anyway, so I'm down. Whatever. Or maybe Marduk will come back. Maybe it'll be the Marduk saga. Where he gets what he wants.
Valley Tudo Saga.
He does always get what he wants. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he always gets it.
So we have implied rape.
Yeah, so maybe he took Anna away, and they're still gone.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, well, what's the translation of the King story or whatever said that he was incapacitated or something?
Oh,
Is that
really?
what it's-
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't read about that.
Yeah, he was on Twitter and said both he and Armor King were incapacitated or something.
Rip.
Yeah. So whether that means that Gigas is or is not Marduk, I don't think we know. But I think it's sort of an implication of no.
Throw him in a volcano.
Let him go out the good way.
Just let him, yeah, exactly.
But he might rise back up with being brought back to life then and be even more powerful. And he'll have a gun to point at the camera when you do that.
Great.
You know what's weird about Gigas' character design is he has tiny legs. So like when I first saw him, it was like, yo, that's totally Jack, but not Jack. You know?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like big arms and actual legs. I was like,
It'd be like the prototype humanoid that the Jacks were based off of or something.
Right, exactly. So I was like thinking like maybe Jack got his design from Gigas, you know, because tiny legs, lol. But yeah, it's just kind of.
All I could think were, there's my Marduk moves. That means no Marduk. How shitty.
Yeah, with no VTS and no Oki.
You know what though? But people thought that about Chloe, and now Eddie's back.
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah. Thanks.
But everyone, like, there's a huge following for stupid Eddie, and no one likes Marduk except me. So,
I like Marduk. He was really cheap.
I didn't mind him. Then again, my characters went under his jabs with my best moves. So
yeah, and if he did any moving around at the screen at all, he just got hit by your best moves. So it was good.
That was good, including my Kazuya down forward too. That's the best one, going under jabs. Yeah.
Was Marduk not a popular character, would you say? Because I thought, well, I love playing Marduk. I thought he was like super strong and just too good.
I guess probably in America, no. Because I'm trying to think who else actually played Marduk consistently in tournament. He used to be a really popular character in America and DR. We had a lot of them.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I bet
there was me.
I bet there's more Marduk players than Lily players.
Right, so remove Lily and put Marduk back in, and we're
All
good.
right. So me and you, that's 1-1. Who else played Marduk like consistently in tournament? Because there's a lot of
Funny kid.
not in tag though.
Oh.
Where did he play?
Yeah,
He didn't really play.
Well, but he's still a Marduk player.
Okay.
There's shit, I forgot his name.
Solus?
Yeah, you can.
Solus play tag?
Maybe not.
What's his name? Derek Gomez. I forgot his Tekken TZ
I don't
name.
think yeah, that's Bad Mojo Gogo. He also didn't tag.
But he's a Marduk player.
Well, okay, I guess that's fair. I'm talking like in tag and like who
What about
played
Grimm's?
Marduk.
Grimm's
Because there
played
used
Paul.
to be a bajillion. Yes, okay, yep, Paul Marduk. So that's 2.
There's Grimm. Yeah.
So I guess I double you. You're right.
Bronson played Marduk for a while, actually.
Yeah, that was one of his best characters.
Yeah, Julia Marduk he played, and Jimmy would always complain, and that was really funny. He would always complain about Marduk's down 3.
Yeah, dude, that's a good move.
Yeah, Jimmy was complaining a lot about that.
Oh yeah, Bloodhawk. All right. I lose. You're right. There's a bajillion Marduk players and only one Lily.
Oh yeah,
player.
Congo Jack.
Yeah, Congo Jack. Yeah.
So 4. You're just getting blown up over here, Zach. Making these claims, and we come up with 4 people. thanks to the chat.
I'm just a conceited jerk, I guess. I only think about myself as a Marduk player and fuck everyone else. So.
But yeah, if you go play ranked online, you won't see any of them. So I mean,
No.
just the
But I
general,
see plenty
the
of
general,
Lily players online.
the general pool or general populace picking characters. No, you don't see a lot of Marduks being picked.
Yeah. Guess he's not cool, even though he's really in Tag 2 he was really
so
good.
cool. What a
He
cool
was
character.
strong.
Just
When I
walk
was-
up and down back 4 over and over and over.
Oh yeah, Energy Marduk. He's good, right?
He's pretty good. I think a lot of people, nobody will say that he's not good, but I think a lot of people fall to him because they say they can't break his throws because of the connection.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
his
he-
connection's
South America.
Seiko net quality.
He won a major down there, so he is good.
Oh
But
yeah,
actually-
I don't think anybody would say he's not good, but yeah. Fuck, what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. Whatever.
Japan.
Oh.
had-
I just on the Marduk thing. When I visited Korea for the 2 days that I spent in the arcade from noon until 4 in the morning,
Nice.
I think I probably played 6 or 7 people all playing King Marduk repeatedly. Like everybody, like they pocketed that team. Like no matter what, no matter if I was beating them or losing to them, they would swap to King Marduk like half the fucking time. And it seemed like the biggest thing they were using repeatedly was just giant swing tag.
Yeah, because it was good.
Yeah, it was just chunk that was just red life. But yeah, I was amazed. I was like, this is the pocket team? Like, what the fuck? Like, you wouldn't think about this, but whatever.
It was a fun team.
I remember Rip went to Korea. I can't remember if it was for T6 or tag, but he lost to some Korean Marduk players there, and he was pretty salty about it. I don't remember.
I think he got probably beat up by Narkov.
Oh yeah, that's who it was.
Narkov?
Yeah, fucking
Narkov's really good.
really good.
Yeah, he was considered to be the man.
I know Japan has quite a few Marduks as well.
Yeah. Well, good. We got to send this video to Rada and tell them to put the character back in, obviously. All right, good. You've done the work for me, friends. Well done.
That's a phrase now, right? Email Harada after
That's right.
something. I forget what it was that Harris pointed
can I
out.
send in
Apparently,
my request for a guest character? So my guest character is Marduk. Yes,
Yes, if he's not in it, he's technically a guest. So yeah.
that's right. Give him a meter. I don't care. That'd be fun.
What? What's he gonna throw fireballs now?
So
Just fill it up. He does more damage.
maybe they'll bring
God.
like Bane in and then have Marduk's moves on him.
Ooh. I think he's closer to Gigas though, with the fact that he just stomps you and stuns you and then runs at you. That's kind of how he. It's not really how he plays in Injustice, but with the running at you and shit like that, yeah, that looks a lot more like Gigas actually. Somebody said Zangief or Marduk. Could they replace Marduk with Zangief and you'd be happy?
Oh. I mean, I guess I can't say that. It depends on how he plays. Like, it's not the character. The character's funny because he's a funny character, but it's just how he plays. Like, if you give Zangief all the Marduk moves, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Bring on Zangief.
Yeah.
Zangief's a funny character too, so.
And you'd have a Lariat, but I mean, like he's basically just another wrestler like King though, so I don't see that happening.
So out of all the characters minus Marduk that aren't in Tekken 7 yet, who would you want in out of all the other Tekken characters?
I'm actually really happy with almost everyone that they cut. I'm trying to think
really?
of someone that
Who would be your Eddie that would be out, but then people bitch and they bring back? Besides Marduk.
Yeah, besides Marduk. Julia, Anna, Leia, Michelle, June.
Yeah, I don't like any of them. quite
Angel.
frankly. Yeah.
Kunimitsu.
Ugh. I guess Julia of all of them, but like I said, I'm not disappointed that any of those characters are gone. I was really happy with everything that they cut out except for Marduk. So I guess Julia would be the closest thing because I know a lot of people like Julia.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember there being a lot of Julia players. Maybe not so much in tag, but definitely a lot of Julia players before. I think she should I think she should definitely be in, but I don't see it happening at this point.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I would want her. I think solely based on the fact that so many people liked playing her, So it would bring some of those people back, I guess. But I don't know. I'm guessing probably if there was a chance of another character being revealed, it would have been revealed down when Harada was like down in Australia. I don't feel like we're probably going to get too much more before the game launches.
Yeah, that was going to be my question to everybody. Like, do you think the roster that we have now is what's going to be at launch?
I'm cool with that.
I'm guessing probably.
I'm just not whether you're cool with it, but do you think with less than a month or right at a month that it's going to be anybody else?
I would say so.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably going to be near the final roster because there's no time anymore to balance it in the arcades if that was their goal. And I'm sure they're ready on development for the guest characters. I presume.
Well, I mean, like Eddie hasn't been balanced in arcades.
Yeah, or Lee or Miguel.
Yeah.
So Evo is going to be like, could be a shit fest of like Lees and Miguels and Eddies.
Yeah, they're like,
they probably would be anyway.
They're like S plus tier. Lee, Miguel, Eddie, Puma.
I think the one that would be closest to even having that possibility would probably be like Miguel. I don't think Akuma is gonna ever have that
really
thrust upon him. Yeah,
Akuma has some really crazy combos now. Like he has an easy ass like bound screw attack hell sweep combo that does
really.
Yeah, it does like 70.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, it does like 70 damage or something like that.
Wait, who is this?
God,
Kuma. Yeah,
the bear.
Oh.
Yeah, like really easy.
Okay, really? I take it back.
Yeah, 70 damage.
Yeah,
that's
70.
Now we're talking. Wow, that's kind of dumb.
70 is a lot. 70 out of 170. So you're looking at 40% health sweep combo. Lol.
I haven't been scared of a bear in a long time, so that'll be interesting.
Jack typically does pretty well against him. Right?
Oh yeah, I haven't lost to a bear player in tournaments since like the beginning of 6.
Yeah, because
just craps on them. I've played like
Honey Bear doesn't get away from anything.
Yeah, I've played like all of them from Clint all the way down. So it's
That would probably be what will gate Kuma, even if Kuma got really killer tools. Like Kuma, because of how fat the character is, it's just a bad matchup. Like historically, since T6 and Tag 2, Brian versus Kuma is like 8-2. It's over. You can't do anything.
It's like 9-1 at least.
9-1. You just back one all day. Like, what is Kuma gonna do?
Well, Jack can just like launch forward too, which just I think is probably one of Kuma's best moves. So he just gets launched every time he does it, and this is like, oh, well, this is unfortunate.
Must be nice.
Oh, it's real nice. It's my favorite part because no one expects it. They're like, all right, that happened, but is it for real? Let's do it again. Oh, yep, it's real.
It's beautiful to test stuff in tournaments like that.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. It's great. Well, I mean, they're just so used to doing it. Like I said, it's like one of his best moves. Yeah, exactly. They just can't stop themselves.
Wonderful.
Very wonderful.
So, do we have other topics we want to move on to? Or questions, or are we gonna... What are we looking at here, Mr. Host?
We're in between like hour and a half and 2 hours. So, I mean, if anybody has any questions for OFDP, before we sign out.
I think somebody, I don't want to try to make this into somebody else's webcast or podcast, but since we haven't even heard from this guy on the tournament scene in forever, I think it's appropriate. The question was, maybe save this for last, anybody you want to call out for Tekken 7.
Oh, Lord.
Or their personality. I don't want to, again, this sounds a lot like some bitch calling stuff, and I'm not trying to make it that, but somebody actually asked that earlier.
Yeah, that was Kyle. You're feeding right into his desires.
No, you're not that kind of guy?
No, I'm gonna shit on GM.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh.
I'm gonna take my mediocre Tekken playing and I'm gonna shit in his mouth.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm I'm gonna stay unopinionated on the side, but all right. Okay. I would not have asked if I wanted to defend somebody. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Good enough.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Okay. That's the way you want to do it. That's cool.
That's how we're gonna do it.
Okay. All right. I'm not really running the show here, but since we're at a standstill, anything else you want to add about the game or players or anything? Or we're gone?
You
hear from YMR in the past?
You know what? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When was this? Him and Funny Kid are real good buddies, and he came back in like DR, and he just chat all over me. I beat him all the time, but he was just you probably know him better than I do how that went. But he came back and he was he was pretty chill. We played a lot of money matches in Tekken 6, and I won a lot of dollars. So, but yeah, I don't know. He seems like he's chilled out. I never really had a serious problem with him. But so he came back. We played a bunch of money matches, and then I think it was Evo weekend. So we made a lot of dollar bets on Evo matches, and I just took a lot of YMR dollars. So it was good.
Last I heard, after T6, he moved to China, and then I never heard from him again. So
yeah, he's over there teaching or something. I think he pretty much lives there now. So yeah,
interesting. All right. Well, I guess we'll just end our show here. So thanks for being on our show. For the KANE event.
Thanks for having me. Like I said, I love talking Tekken, and I don't get a chance to do it very often anymore. So hopefully when the game's out, I can swing back out.
Don't be a stranger then. Make sure we hit everybody up. Keep talking.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm ready.
I was thinking when the game comes out, we might still do our show, but we might do some make
analysis.
Either analysis or make a room with us in it, and then just play people, invite a guest, do some analysis type stuff. I think
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to just remember to tune in next week, where we're gonna have Geo on our show, the Link player.
Good old Geo.
Yes. Yeah. I have to make some sort of an art as epic as the art is for this, and as epic as last week's was for Nick.
Geo's got a lot of good art out there already.
I know.
How
am I going to beat that shit? I may just have to rip somebody off and give them credit for it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Oh
but I mean, that's all set in motion by his desire to put in all of the alcohol into his body.
All the alcohol. He secretly just wants to be a little Asian schoolgirl.
With enough alcohol, will you transform yourself into that? I think he's trying to find out.
Love me some Geo.
Yes, I think we all do.
All right, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in to all the chat, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, same time.